Okay, so I bought a new table saw. I bought the Dewalt DWE7491RS. It's a job site saw. It's a little bigger one. It's a 10-inch blade. It comes with a stand. I don't need the stand. I'm going to leave it in the box for now. And it also came with... Oh, pull that out. It came with this little, I want to say it's a little chintzy miter gauge. And it comes with a wrench to remove the blades. And it comes with this, which I do like. I don't have no overhead fitting for this for my dust collection or shop vac, so I'm going to have to get a connection for this. But this is pretty nice. Here's a saw. The only reason I don't need the stand because I have it in here in my little workbench here. So it doesn't fit perfectly, but it does work. So it does slide out. It has the rack and pinion fence system. It's a little dusty. I've had it for about a week now. I've used it a few times and it works very well so far. Have no complaints as of yet. And I'm probably going to pull it out of here so I can show a little better. So it's, like I said, it's the this 10-inch blade, rack and pinion fence, and I'll show you how the fence works. Has the bevel. I don't really like this. It's kind of like my skill saw is plastic, so I can see this wearing out if you use it a lot. There's a lot of plastic on this. That's the negative. So I'm going to pull the saw out and put it on the bench so I can show a little better. The fence system and also the release for the riving knife and the blade or the guard if I want to put that on. I can't really do it on here because it kind of blocks it because my bench gets blocks it from extending out. So I'm just going to pull the whole thing out and I'll show a little better. Okay, so I have it out on the stand. It's a little easier to show things. So what I like about this thing is the riving knife is a quick and easy pull out. So you just kind of pop this out, and the knife just pops right out. Hope you can see that. Put it back in. Same thing. Just snap it in. So it's just this little handle on the side, which is pretty cool. The power button has the protection here. So you can pop this down for if you have kids in the shop or people you don't want touching it. You have your bevel release here. Just kind of pop this up and you can set your thing to 45 degrees. I'll test that. We'll see if this is also set to 90 degrees too. We'll check that with the tool. And then also I have which I like the fence. The rack and pinion fence is pretty awesome. This I think extends out to about 32 inches, and these fences pop out just by undoing these little latches here. And then the fence, if you see here, this little screw just kind of pops out. Just kind of lift it up and it pops out. So if you want to cut to the maximum rip capacity, you just pop this in here. This pops in and you lock it back in. So let's see if it is about 32 inches. Another cool thing is the white roller marking is for your extended cuts. And the yellow is actual cut from the blade to the fence when it's not extended out. So this is saying it's about almost 33 inches. Looks like just over 7/8, 32 7/8 approximately. So let's see. With the roller, actually it's about just under 32 3/4. Okay, yes, that makes sense, because that's the half-inch mark. Okay, so you have the two little rollers, so you slide it back in. And we want to set the fence back to where it was. Let's pop these things out. They just pop out. You just slide it back in. You can also do it on this side, too, if you're going to cut in that angle, which I'm never going to cut from that side of the fence, I don't think. Pop these in, lock them. Another cool little feature with the fence is if you are extended out, your fence has this little ledge here. It pops down like a little extra lip for more support. So when you're cutting wider pieces, you have something to lay it on. You can also put a piece of wood there if you need to clamp it. Also, you have your push stick attached here that comes with this saw. It's actually pretty nice. So next, I want to check the blade, see how if it's set to 90 degrees from the factory. And as you can see, it's not. Now, I was messing with it earlier just so I can show you how to set this back. So let's get the little Allen wrench. It doesn't come with it. You have to get your own Allen wrench, and I have to validate the size of that. And we'll set this little knob here. You see the little Allen wrench, Allen nut there. You just got to set that screw. Okay, so we'll mess with that next. Okay, to do this, if you can see here, just unlock the bevel, and then you have this little nut here. And what this does, this moves this little, almost like a little bracket here, which sets the housing for your blade. So let's set it. We'll turn this clockwise. Let's lock it back in. Now it's over, so we gotta go a little to the left now, counterclockwise. Go like a half a turn. Let's try to. Let's put this back. We're close now. 89.5. Let's just go a little. 9.6. Let's go one more. Not too much. So I gotta set 90. Lock that back in. At 90 now, we know that works. We know we're at 90. So nothing we look at. See any daylight really. No, it looks pretty good. You see a tiny bit here. So we may have to set this too. Not sure. It's really close. Check the fence. The fence looks perfect, which is good. Another thing, show you inside. This comes out easy. It's just a little lock here. Unlocked. Let's turn to unlock. So the arbor is about 5/8 inch long. It comes with this blade in here, and I believe it's a 24 tooth blade. And it works pretty good. And the riving lift, like I said, comes out simple. Just pop this out. This pops out. I'm gonna put the other, because this comes with a riving knife too. The guard, which you probably should always have it on there anyway. And it just snaps right in. It snaps right in. I typically don't like having these. I think they more get in the way than anything. But I do like the dust protection, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's just snap this back out. Put the regular knife in. So that's nice and simple. Also, to lock the fence, this little knob right here, just pop that down, that locks the fence. Your fence does not move now. You also have some storage under here for your miter gauge, etc. I guess if you want to take the fence off, you could store it underneath here too. And this is your blade box down here. That's what moves to set your blade. There's also a kickback piece back here. Like I said, your power is protected. It's a 110 connection, not 220. I believe this top is aluminum, which is a little bit of a negative. Let's put the guard back on, snap it in, lock it. So that's locked in. Probably a good idea to get a zero protection one if you're going to be doing a lot of, especially plywood and fine cuts. You don't want to get your stuff, the wood gets stuck in there. Also in the back, there is a dust port. 2-inch, 2.5 inch, I believe, and you can hook up a regular shop vac, or even if you have like a 2-inch dust collection port hose, you could connect to it. I did test that. It's not great. I think this will be useful up top here because that's where most of your saw dust comes from, the top. You can also lower and raise the blade here. This little handle, which I don't like this handle, it's plastic. I can see this just wearing out after a while. It's kind of like the skill saw I had. It's not great. Eventually, like, just gave out. So that's everything there. So let's do some cuts with this thing. Put it back in the box. So we're pretty much dialed in. The fence is, or I'm sorry, the top is pretty level too. It's not easy to get a good reading here because my garage isn't level. So you can see it's not jump level. It seems to be more level going across, but it definitely here it's not level, and that's because my garage is far from level, unfortunately. So I don't think that's the saw, but I will look at the fence too, though, see if I have to adjust anything. I mean the top. So we have to adjust anything. Also, you can adjust the fence here, these little screws, but that seems to be dialed in pretty good. So it came pretty set. The blade was a little off. But the fence looks good, and the cut's good so far. So, and we'll do some cuts. We'll cut some maple and some pine. The negative is this. It's not. This miter gauge is not great. It's not. It's a little flimsy. So I'm going to have to do something with that. Maybe put some tape or something, or just get another one. But it's a little flimsy. I don't really use this too much because I have fences or sleds I'll use for cuts like that, but it's definitely nice to have it. But we'll mess with that. And also I got to fix my bench. My bench does not line up. I'll show you that later with my old skill saw. Their tracks were a little off. It was a tiny bit of a smaller saw too. So let's put this in and we'll do some cuts. Okay, we're back in place. So this to me is just gives me good outfeed. So I like to have the bench out, you know, the table saw built into the bench. It gives me outfeed. It's not perfect, like I said. My skill saw, the grooves, the tracks don't line up with this saw because it's a little bit of a wider saw and it's just laid out a little different. So I'm going to have to address that. Either put a new top on, which I'll probably end up doing. This top just MDF, and it's seen better days. As you can see, it's been pretty worked on. A lot of glue and stain, paint, you know, cuts, gouges. So I'll probably replace that and just line up for like the sled. So another thing also remember, if you're going to build a bench like this, make sure you have slots for this rack and pinion. The whole thing moves, as you can see. I could go either way. So I put the grooves on both sides and the rails on the outside of Alright, so let's cut some, we'll cut some pine and we'll cut some maple. Alright, so let's raise the blade. With the riving knife on. I'm not going to set the dust collection up because it will be just too loud, but yeah, actually I will. I'll just plug the shot back into it right now or something. I don't have any overhead protection. So we'll just cut this piece of pine first. We'll set the fence. We'll just cut a little groove off of this. Lock the fence in. Down here. It's not budging. This is a way better fence than I had on the skill saw. The skill saw, the fence was pretty flimsy and moved around a lot, especially after a couple years of use. So let's plug in. We'll just throw that dust protection, dust collector in. Hopefully it'll just fit on there. Alright. Let's turn this guy on. Goggles. You should always wear PPE, whether goggles, mask, especially when cutting hardwoods. Pull this out, we'll need this. Alright. Safety lock. Okay, so the pine went through like butter. The maple was a little tougher, but the maple also wasn't, you know, it wasn't straight. So I had to really be careful with that. I didn't want it binding up and kicking back on me. I didn't run into the jointer. It's just rough cut maple. So, but it cut through pretty easy. So far, so my first impression of the saw for using it a couple weeks now, as I like it. It's definitely better than what I had. No, it's not a saw stop. It's not, you know, a Laguna Fusion F3, which I would love to have. I just don't have the space. As you see, I have a very small shop, one car garage, and I'm fairly busy. So I'm constantly, you know, I am upgrading tools a lot. I'm trying not to go too cheap with my tools, but also I need the space more than anything. So that's when I buy stuff, I have to go off of that too. I can't just go off of, you know, price and quality all the time, or, you know, because I just can't fit it in here. But so far, the saw, I like it. It works well. It cuts well. I'll probably put an 18 tooth blade in it when I really start cutting like other woods. Did cut some walnut with it, cut some plywood with this blade, and it went right through, no problem. So, like I said, the rack and pinion is pretty awesome. I like that. I like the locks for the fence, to pull it out and adjust it. The blade guard's okay. And I like that the blade guard connection here. I do like that dust connection option. That's pretty awesome. I've definitely tried to use that. Like I said, it comes with a push stick. It just slides in your fence here. There's storage underneath the saw. The power seems pretty good. I haven't seen it bind up yet on anything. I haven't really used it yet. Real thick 8/4 stock and stuff like that. But so far I like it. Just make sure if you get it, that it's a 100-pound saw, so it's pretty heavy. Make sure you have somebody helping you carrying it. As you can see, the box is pretty big. It was definitely not easy to carry by myself. And make sure you have a good base for it, you know, whether it be the stand, which I will utilize the stand. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'll just put it in the basement or something if I go off-site to work. I'm going to keep the skill saw too, and I'll probably use that maybe for like a dado set. Both can take the dado set, which is good, which I do like. Like I said, it's about a 5/8 inch arbor, so you can put about that size of a dado in there. I don't use dados a whole lot, but it's definitely something that's useful when you're considering buying something. And a lot of the saws now that they're selling, especially the Dewalt, or 8 1/4 inch. So you got to be careful with that. I think the new 7W45 is an 8 1/4 inch blade. You got to be careful with that because that's really going to inhibit what you could cut, especially if you're doing any resawing or cutting 8 1/4 inch or 2 by or 4x4s. This will go through that. That won't. So you got to be careful. But so far I like it. It comes with the miter gauge isn't great, but it comes with what it needs, and so far, like I said, it works. I love the fence, and I got it on sale right now. I think it is on sale Lowe's, and I think on Amazon too for about $5.30 here where I'm at. They usually go for $6 something. So if you're in the market, I would definitely consider it. I'm not 100% sold on it yet, 'cause, there is a lot of plastic, and plastic breaks, and aluminum is not the best, but it feels pretty solid though. I mean, for what I'm going to be using it for, it should work. I mean, I used a skill saw for a few years, and and that was far from perfect, and I was able to function. But this will hopefully up my game a little bit, and hopefully it's a little safer too. And I like that the blade does shut down a little quicker than the skill saw too. When it shuts off, it shuts down pretty quick. And just remember, if you're putting on a base or stand, make sure that it fits. It's a little wider than the skill saw, especially when you consider the rack and pinion. It's roughly about 26 3/4, 26 1/2, and from the back of the fence out, it's about 27 with the knob. So, and height is just over 12, like 12 1/2. So height's not a big deal, but also you gotta consider it though. If you're putting on an outfeed table, that you don't want your wood running into it. It has to be either level with it or just a little above. So this is pretty much level. That's important if you're doing something like that. So you gotta be careful with these things. You're cutting pieces of wood, and this thing doesn't go. If it's down, or if this is above your bed, that could cause a big problem for you, especially in the middle of a big cut. All right, so far I like it. I would recommend it as of right now. I may have a different opinion in a few months, but right now I like it, and I think for the price, it definitely feels a little better than what I had. And like I said, the fence alone makes it worth it. I mean, it feels like a high-end saw with the fence, and I like the rack and pinion. All right, well, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. If you like, hit like if you like. It doesn't matter. Subscribe if you like. It doesn't matter to me. It's just for fun. I like building furniture and working with wood and messing around in the garage. Gives me something to do. If you are into that, definitely subscribe then, because I try to put up videos out once in a while. I do a lot of shorts and try to do a video like once a week, hopefully, or once a month at the worst, or the best, depending on if you like them or not. But it's just fun for me to do, and if you have like a shop, I would get out here and build it because it's fun. It's definitely soothing. Just gotta be careful. Make sure you have eye protection, dust collection, dust protection for your face. You want to wear a mask if you can, especially when cutting like walnut. You don't have good dust collection, and kick back and make sure you have your riving knife. Always have that plugged in. Sometimes I will pull that out, especially if I'm doing dados and stuff like that. If through cuts, you don't want. Sometimes that riving knife gets in the way, but it definitely keeps you safe. Keeps that wood from binding. All right. Well, like I said, if you like, comment. Any suggestions. I'm always, I'm no expert. I just like doing this stuff, and it's fun. And it's the way I make a living to a certain extent. All right. Well, have a good day. Bye.